Hey, Coach.
All right. You guys have me?
We got you. We can see you. We are ready whenever you are.
All right. So don't have any injuries to update John. Blake Bell will go to the practice squad. We'll put him down. Haven't made any decisions on how we replace that going forward, but we'll have that all taken care of this week. So at least by the end of it. Other than that, it was good to get the guys back in today. They had 3 days off. We're able to relax and get themselves ready for the grind here. So we start with Arizona coming up here, and we had a chance to work on some things today. They're off tomorrow, and then they'll be back in for the rest of the week, starting on Wednesday. With that, time's yours.
Go first to Herbie Tiopi. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Coach, just a clarification. I have two questions for you. The clarification is you said Blake Bell to the practice squad. Did you mean injured reserve?
That's what I meant, injured reserve. Yeah, not practice squad. Thank you, Herbie.
Okay. No problem, Coach. And the second question, you had a couple of players, specifically Juju Smith-Schuster and MVS last month dealt with some injuries. How do you anticipate their availability for this week? You anticipate them being a full go at practice?
Yeah, I do. They'll be ready to roll going forward here. Everybody went today. Today was a good fast-paced tempo practice.
Let's go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Andy, you got 4 running backs on your roster right now. How do you see that work being carved up during the regular season? Brad, I'll have a second question as well.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes for who's up and who's down. Some of it depends on special teams and the play there, but if they're all up, they'll have an opportunity to touch the football. If they're not, then whoever is up, there'll definitely be 3 of them up, and we will, they'll touch the football.
Okay, and what kind of growth have you seen from Shane Buechele in the last year or so, and where is he on his developmental timeline, if that makes any sense?
Sure. Yeah, no, he did a nice job in the preseason. He's working hard at his skill. I mean, that's it takes a little bit of time to get everything down, but he's willing to work at it. So that's kind of where it stands. He did well enough to make our football team here.
Let's go next to Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Hey, appreciate the time here. Obviously, you've been doing this for a very long time. Besides it being the first week of the season, what makes week 1 so unique for your teams?
Well, listen, I think everybody can't wait to see what you are. I mean, that's kind of the way it goes every year. What you're capable of, and we're lucky that we have a good opponent to do that against, and in Arizona. So you get an idea of where you're at when everything's flying fast.
Let's go next to Jesse Newell. Go ahead, Jesse.
Hey, Andy. You talk about learning who you are and what you are. You got a lot of new faces in the secondary. I just wonder how you feel about your secondary going into this game against Arizona.
Yeah, Jesse, I like them. I like the speed they play with. I think Juan has done a good job of kind of helping everybody out back there and managing that from a player standpoint back there. So, but it looks like we've got good speed and range and those type of things. There are going to be some hiccups here and there. I mean, when you have young guys, I mean that's what happens. But I think in the long haul, we'll be okay with the guys we've got there.
Let's go next to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, Andy, kind of a off-the-field question, but I saw you hanging out at Pembroke Hill the other day watching some high school football, and I was just curious, what is your advice as you've been in this for so long to some high school coaches that maybe just starting out or young in the area?
Yeah, Harold, I mean, I love high school football. I mean, because that's maybe its purest form of that and the little shooters that play. But I mean, that's about as pure a form as you're going to get. And it's neat to see people enjoying the game. With coaches, I always tell them, try to stay as organized as you can and as patient as you can. Because at that level, a lot of guys are just learning how to play, and it's there are going to be some hiccups. So you don't want to turn anybody off from the game. You want them to enjoy the game. You might not have the most skill as another team, but you can make it a great event for the player and a great experience for them. There's so much you can learn, that, Harold. I mean, there's so much you can learn about life just playing the game, and it toughens you up a little bit for things ahead.
Looks like we've got one more. We'll go last to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hello, Coach. I have two questions for you. My first is, we know how much you value those two tight end sets. I'm just wondering if you've got sort of one guy that you sort of identified that can fill Blake's role for right now, or are you comfortable splitting that time between Jody and Noah? And then Brad will have a second.
Yeah, so both those two are capable of it. We'll mix and match people in. Noah probably did more of it than what Jody did in that particular spot, but they're all going to play. I mean, those are good players, and so there's some things we can do with them, mixing personnels in there.
Yeah. And secondly, Andy, given how much you guys have added to the defensive line throughout this offseason, just what are your sort of anticipation and what you would like to see from that group against Arizona when you're facing a mobile quarterback?
Yeah, sure. Well, you have to stay disciplined, obviously. Speed becomes important, but you're talking about the quarterback. He's got speed, so does a runner. So keeping them contained, I think, is important as you work through it. So that discipline becomes a big factor. But you always want the aggressiveness. You want speed. You want that transition between the run and the pass to be aggressive and fundamentally sound.
Coach, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.